Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of my SimAirport career mode series. As we can see, the airport has drastically changed because at the end of the third episode I said that I'm going to let the game run so we can go ahead and accumulate some money, and then with that I've done quite a few things. So we've jumped forward from about day 15 to day 21. I've not implemented anything new at all. The only changes that have been made are in the carpet, which you can probably see. The airport actually looks half decent now, which is good. Then on top of that, I've also paid back the loan as well, so we don't currently have a loan out anymore, which is also very advantageous to us. So what I want to start off by this episode doing is going ahead and planning for the future. There's quite a few different areas I want to start to move into, and I also want to go ahead and sort out, I guess, the pre-clearance area. We need to add in bathrooms, I need to expand this terminal, now we've got the money, so lots of stuff I want to go ahead and do, so let's get cracking. One thing though I did do, which will slightly affect things, is I actually have increased the terminal usage income per passenger from $25 to $30, so a very small change, but it has made a drastic difference. For example, over the last few days I haven't gone ahead and spent any money, maybe a little bit on carpets here and there, but all in all really not. As you can see there, a net profit of 42,000 or 41,000 today, and this day's just about over. Yesterday was 38,000, so very similar. The day before that was 3,000, but a lot of that was materials, so as you can see, all in all, we are making a good amount of money now, which is nice to see. With that said, I've also gone ahead and expanded, I mean, it's not very much an expansion, but again, this is following on with the carpets, just expanded the drop-off and pick-up area, which is nice to see. Alright, let's get on with this. I want to fill in this area here. I just want to go ahead and put some like benches in here, for example, very much that you would have in a airport. So how much room have we got here? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 squares, which is good. So that allows me to go ahead and build what I would like. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to build maybe 8 benches, should that be enough? And then I'm going to put something in the middle here, and then what I would like along here is maybe some sushi bars and stuff like that. I want to start moving into retail, that's really what I want to do here. So let's actually go into retail and see what we've got. I did say sushi there, just because I had a little thought about sushi, so I mean that would cost quite a lot of money. That is the thing, it would cost quite a lot, 19,000 to be exact. Snack kiosk only costs 16,000, pizza joint is 24,000. But the thing is, we do actually have all the money for this, so that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. We're going to grab a pizza joint, I think, and we're going to go ahead and stick this in here. And then what I might do is also leave room for another kiosk, though I'm not at all sure what that could be. Maybe a dessert kiosk. I mean, that only costs 15,000. We'll go ahead and see how the pizza joint gets on, and then after that we'll see if it's worth going ahead and adding in another fast food joint or not. We are starting to see a lot of people come through here, but a lot of them would just bypass this, which kind of worries me, so we'll have to wait and see. The worst comes to worst, I just move it through security. That's the bottom line, and if that happens, that happens. It wouldn't be the end of the world. We'll come back to that later on in the episode though. Right, so as we can see, we've got these benches in. It's actually 11 wide, this middle area, but that's fine, that's not a problem. So let me go ahead and just get some little basic objects in here which I want to go ahead and fill the space with. What we're going to start off with is most importantly, probably flight display boards. That is very important indeed. So let's go ahead and stick these at the ends of the seats here, like so. Then I also want to go ahead and have a large amount round about here, which makes sense. And then, is there anywhere else where they would make sense? Probably right at the door here, but we don't have a lot of room. I don't want to congest these areas. Very much Edinburgh Airport's had a large problem with that for quite a while, but it has changed its layout now, which I'm not a fan of either, but the airport's just too small for what it is. What I can do though is add much more flight boards through here now, so this gives you sort of, once you come through security, very much you do see a lot of flight boards, and this is allowing for that, which is good. With that done, I want to add some more objects through here as well. If we've sold any pizzas, we've not, which is very worrying. I guess people are probably just rushing to get through security. so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and upgrade this area by quite a bit. Like, I'm talking a really, really large amount. Probably that much, to be honest. That's going to cost a lot of money though, so we'll just gradually go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and allow for that extension. I also want to expand to our right here as well as time goes on, so I think what the priority is the priority is bathrooms. That is the priority right now. But let's go ahead anyway and jump back to objects. I just want to go ahead and get some, we're going to go for comfort stuff in here actually, because I need to add in some goods. So we've got a flight kiosk info, which, unfortunately this bit isn't symmetrical in the middle here, so that's kind of frustrating. We'll put one of those down. Passengers often need help finding where they're going so that they can make their flight on time. These machines are absolute gold standards. The bell might not save them, but it's right. With this kiosk, they'll be able to be at the corner just in time. I don't know if that's any use actually before. I don't think that'd be good out here. I think that needs to go in after security. Anyway, comfort. So stuff, I'm wanting bins, ATMs, fast foods things. That's the sort of thing I'm really after. So let's go for trash cans. Let's go for some ATMs. Let's go for... Could probably do with some more retail stuff, but this time more like vending machines is what I'm thinking about. So let's go ahead and add in some vending machines. We can add in an electronics vending machine as well. Let's add in a... Those are drinks ones already, so we could do with some food vending machines as well then. Which is fine. And then finally, some phone charging stations. That'd probably be a good idea through here. And anything else? Probably put a newsstand in maybe or something, and we'll put another phone charging thing in there. Right, okay, so that is that all sorted out right now, so that hopefully makes this area just that little bit more appealing going forwards. What we are going to do is, I mean, this is doing not well at all, so I'm going to go ahead and dismantle this. I mean, how much money have you made so far? Nothing again, which is not good. So people are just rushing through, so we're going to dismantle that, and that'll go into our new area over here, which is good. I realise we're now in the negative, but the amount of money we're making per day, the rate we build at, we should be regenerating our money, so not too worried in the slightest. Anyway, with this foundation built, we can go ahead and clear, and we can go ahead and expand into this area now. It's going to be probably a similar layout with regards to what we've got here. There's going to be like two islands in the middle, and then I'm not really at all sure how wide I want to make this. What this is going to be is a finger, if you will. So if you imagine your finger, you'll have gates off to the top, and then you'll have gates off to the bottom, but I just don't know how wide I want to make that finger. That's the real question. I can also go ahead and add an upstairs or downstairs waiting areas if I want to, but we've got the room right now, and I feel that going upstairs, that's going to cost quite a bit of money. Escalators and elevators. I don't know if you get elevators in this game, to be fair. But escalators up and down, one they're locked, but two they cost like 45 grand, so it's something which is very much for in the future, but not right now. Okay, so with that done, we can go ahead. I want to add in a little bit more foundation there. I can actually go ahead and start to add in some carpets once more. So let me just check here, that's 7 wide, so can we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is fine for the time being. Let me fill into there, let me fill into there. And I think that should be okay. Let's go ahead and cut this wall back a tiny bit. Let's also add in some more white guided pathways, and I think that is a good start. Right, so the next thing is bathrooms. How are we going to incorporate bathrooms into this area? It shouldn't be too difficult actually. I'm going to use this whole area as a bathroom. So if I go ahead and grab some more foundation, I mean we're in the negative right now, so I'll maybe not. But I'll just pre-plan this. So this is 5. So what I want to do is just set a wall perimeter right around here. Then it's going to go one more deep, which is fine. So that means all the bathrooms will be 5 wide. I believe there is no halfway point in this. Or is that the halfway point? I think that's the halfway point there. We've got 5 and 4. Okay, so there's no quite halfway point, which is unfortunate. but this will do. So this allows for small bathrooms in here, which is ideal for me. What we'll do is we'll have doors in... Yes, this is where I just need that little bit more money, isn't it? It's really, really frustrating. What we're going to do is we're going to take out a mega small loan. A very small scale loan. As we can see, we can actually take out a lot more money. I only need like 50,000, so we'll go ahead and take that out. This just allows for the little expansion that I want to do. So you're going to come down by about maybe 4. We'll bring you down by 4, which is fine. So let's get that built. I'll maybe actually expand you a tiny bit more there. So let's go ahead and speed things up. What I'm going to do while I'm at it is bring in this pizza joint as well, because that is a money-making adventure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick that... Again, I need to wait for this to be built first. I'm just trying to get all my sums out my head. I could just actually use the planning tools. That might be better going forwards. But we've got this loan out now. We're building this extension, so let's go ahead and commit to this. While that's going on though, I am happy to go ahead and start to floor the bathrooms. So we can go ahead and do that, and then do that. Let's also grab my clear tool, and let's clear these walls here. Without causing a security breach, please. As long as they do the foundations first, then they go back to that other stuff, that's fine. I also want to go ahead and sort out some flooring issues here. But outside of that, we're making some good progress. Okay, so how are we doing before security? I mean, this place really isn't getting used at all. Newsstands also not getting used, so people just aren't waiting here at all. Which kind of makes sense. I mean, this is going to be only a very small area for the time being. I don't think we really want to go ahead and make it that glamorous. People are just basically dropping off bags and they're going for ticketing and then passing on through. With regards to runway, this is something we also need to sort out as well. There are some delays day by day, which are mainly being caused by the winds, but generally everything is still extremely early, so I do want to go ahead and try and pack in the schedule. We do have a lot of planes now coming in per day. However, as we can see, this plane departed late by 29 minutes, but that's really due to the weather. This other plane arrived in late, failed to reserve a runway. That plane got outright cancelled, which is not good at all. The reason was because of the weather. The weather held up one plane, which then held up another plane. Or is that it just landed there, or is that the next flight? Failed to reserve. Right, okay, so that flight has just been missed. It's because of the weather. It's because of the weather. So we need to get around that, and the way to get around that is to go ahead and buy some more runway instruments. For that, I believe we would take in this instrument landing system. This would allow for maximum crosswind tolerances increase from 12 to 20, which should be a drastic improvement, and you rarely see that go above 20. At all, the Sim Weather channel. You do sometimes see it, I mean, probably every 1 to 2 days it goes above 12. And that's why it's usually only causing delays, so that's probably one of the first cancellations that we've ever actually had on this game so far. But it's a bit unfortunate anyway, and not something that I look for. Right, okay, anyway, let me go ahead and sort out this flooring stuff which I want to do. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 7. And then we'd have the guided white path again. What I'm doing is I'm having I always like to have boundaries in this game for some reason. Again, I don't know why. But that's what I want to go for. So I didn't actually have to delete all of those walls, but hey ho, at least they're only in storage. So we can go ahead and put that. Okay, maybe walls don't go into storage. Great. So as we can see, we're just making another island, but this one's just going to have restrooms in it. Simple as that. Right, okay, so let me go ahead, and while we're at this, let's clear all of that there. And that allows me to open up this new part of the airport. Though that isn't going to work, is it? I mean, if I have boundaries, we need to clear that. I've just wasted quite a bit of money there, which is not good. But hey ho, we need actually walls in there, yeah. So these are going to be tiny bathrooms, but then I don't know how much they're really going to get used, to be honest. I'm not really too worried about overpopulation in them, if you will, so we should be okay. Let's put doors in there. Let's go ahead and grab some sinks first of all. Actually, we should really start with toilets, because toilets are the most important thing. So let me go ahead, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm just going to have 3. Yes, might be a problem. I might have to make this all one long toilet and then have another one over here. That might be a better option. We'll see how busy the toilets are going forward anyway. Can I put sinks there? Nope, but they need to be not blocked. So I can go ahead and put sinks in. I can put 4 in here, so if I get another toilet I could put 2 in. I could just get rid of this border, but that's going to cost money too. Let's put in sinks there and there and there and there, which is fine. Then with regards to the male restroom, they do have segregated toilets in this game, so things can be slightly different. Let me go by toilet stall. So what we'll do for the men's is we'll put in... let's do sort of a similar layout. Let's do 1 toilet stall. Yeah, let's do 2 toilet stalls. Let's do 1 urinal. Or maybe urinal. And... yeah, we'll do 1 urinal. Tell you what, we'll do 1 of these. I can't go up there again, and then we'll have 2 sinks. That means we've got 3 toilets, 3 sinks, and then for the ladies we've got... actually, will that be okay? I don't know if people can get past that sink. They should be able to. I'm hoping so anyway, going forward. Right, so let's fill in the door gaps, and then let's add in some more guided pathways, like so. And then finally, let me go ahead and add in these rooms. This is the male restroom. Can that work? Can that be used? Yep, so lots of people are using it, and there's already massive queues, which is problematic. So I'm going to have to expand this when I get some more money. We're already up to 54,000, which is good, so... what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to pay off some of the bank loan, just so I can go ahead and decrease my daily interest rates. Based on that now, actually, the bathroom isn't that busy again, so we'll keep an eye on it anyway. But again, I just want to have lots of... I do like this padded bit here, and what I mean by this padded bit is in between the guided walkways and the wall we have one just blue area. And that allows me to go ahead and long term I would like to put maybe some bushes in there just to go ahead and help out the airport. I would like to go ahead and try and improve customer satisfaction and also making it not as cramped. That can be a big complaint you get, so I want to make sure that we're not getting that. As we can see, information is good, rest is good, environment's the problem, so you can add bushes along there to go ahead and help your environment's rating. The higher passenger satisfaction rating you have, that allows for better airline interest, and then it just goes from there really, so it's very important that you do need to consider it. Okay, so far in this episode I feel we've still not done a lot, so we're getting this pizza joint in, that's what we're going to go ahead and do. Very much I want to actually expand, and I think we are. We're just going to build this area here. 32,000, we can afford that quite easily actually. So we'll get this building done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare to have another restroom actually, because as we expand this airport, as I said, I want to build for the future. I don't want to go ahead and, I guess, limit myself. Very much there's already queues in the bathroom, but if I just make this one, say, large female bathroom, that would be ideal, and then I'd have the male one over here. So let me go ahead and actually start building for that. Let's have a wall. I want to see that is 12 long. So from here we're going to build 12 long, which is good like that. I can save myself a bit of money here because I've already got the bottom wall. So let's take out this area, and this is where the pizza joint place will go eventually, once we get it into play. For the male bathroom, I think we're going to move the male bathroom over here. I'm going to have a slightly different entrance system, is what I'm going to have, because I think we're going to have the pizza joints up against the bathroom. Not in the bathroom, but up against the bathroom, which shouldn't be too much of an issue. So let's go for pizza joint. Pizza joint is going to come in, but it's going to come in this area here, I think, which is fine. So it's right now quite cramped, but as we extend going over to the right hand side here, then things should get that a little bit better. Based on how well, like, for example, food vending machines do per day, I'm pretty sure that the pizza place should do quite well here, or I'm really hoping it does anyway. And as we can see, that's someone already coming over to buy pizza, and that's going to make us quite a bit because we're charging $10 for the pizza, which, to be fair, could be a bit on the high side, but at the same time you are in an airport, so it's probably actually not too bad a price, considering I was recently in an airport in Italy and it was charging like 10 euros for just like 2 slices, which was absolutely robbery, by the way. Treviso Airport, never go to it, it's not a good airport at all. rant over. Let's go ahead and start to build this new bathroom in there then, which is good. Now, we are gaining a good amount of money. I mean, the next stage for me is to go ahead and add another gate. That's simple, but for that, there's a lot more stuff I want to do first. I want to go ahead and, as I said, condense the flight schedule down. I need to focus on the runway, and if we are to go ahead and add in some more gates, for example, then I'm going to have to extend the taxiways, and that costs quite a bit of money as well. What we're going to do here is we're just going to pay back 20 more K of that. I want to go ahead and sort out this bathroom. So overnight tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and dismantle that urinal, which is fine. Then let me go ahead and grab male restroom like so. We'll keep that a male restroom for the time being, just because I want to go ahead and make sure that males have restroom access until the end of the working day. Let me go ahead and grab a door. So we're going to have a door entrance there, we'll have a door entrance there, and a door entrance there. Let me go ahead and add in some... we'll have to do toilets first, actually. So let's do toilet stalls. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Then let's do some sinks, which is fine. So we can do one there. Actually, that's probably not the best place. Let's cancel that. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then let's do 2 urinals as well. So that's nice. So I'm liking the look of this now. So that means we've got 6 male toilets and then 4 sinks. For females, we'll have... probably get rid of that sink there as well, just so we can go ahead and ease things up here. And then that one too. Yeah, so that will mean 6 sinks to 6 toilets. Now the reason I'm doing this is just based on the room, because it's not the exact same layout as you can tell. Also, I feel that females are much more likely to wash their hands. The amount of times I'm in restrooms and I see males just walking out without washing their hands is beyond disgusting. Very, very vile indeed. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're actually going to start this takedown early. So what we're going to do is we've got the builders going ahead and working. You're going to go ahead and do that quickly. You're going to take down this wall probably at not a good time, but it is going to happen. Let's go ahead and wait for them to finish off working in the male restroom. While that is happening though, I can also go ahead and finish off my pathways, which is important to me. I'm so paranoid and I need to have these floors the correct way. So this area is now nulled, as you can see. So what we're going to do is we're going to go for zones, we're going to none this zone. Then we're going to go ahead and take the female restroom, and then we're going to go ahead and expand that. So this is now a larger female restroom. Let's go into objects. First of all, our construction, sort the floor, which is good. Then let's go ahead and take one of the sinks we just removed. We've got actually 2 in stock. We can go ahead and put one of them in there. And then finally, let's go ahead and get another toilet stall. And let's put that in there. So as of tomorrow, the bathroom facilities in the airport should be looking much better. Looks like I put the wrong kind of flooring down, which is a bit of a waste of money and kind of frustrating, but hey ho. So there we go. Let me go ahead and make sure you're white, and I think yous all are white, which is fine. Okay, so good expansion. I feel that I have really gone ahead and started out well. So what we're now going to do ahead and I guess turn to is trying to expand this area here when we get the money, but we're not there yet, so I'm going to pay off that loan. Don't have a lot of money right now, but that means I can focus on some other stuff. So if we go ahead and upgrade this here, that costs 20,000, which I should be able to place right now, which I can, and I'm actually going to go ahead and do. So I'm going to put this instrument landing system in here. Now we are quite negative, but we'll get that back very quickly. But this now allows us to go ahead and probably get... It's increased our airline interest by quite a bit actually, which is nice to see. But it also allows us to go ahead and make our schedule just this little bit more compact. And that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. Every plane, realistically, I feel these small ones, it does not need long. And let me give you an example of this. Right now, I'm giving every single plane 2 hours, and I'm leaving an hour or a 45-minute gap in the schedule, okay? What I can do is I can go ahead and reduce the flight times in the airport to only an hour and a half, and then maybe still leave this hour or 45-minute gap. I think that would be adequate and fine. So this plane here, let's take this as the example, it arrived in today at 5:41, it arrived 20 minutes early. What it's doing is it's now going ahead and getting ready to depart. It's not ready to depart until 8 o'clock, or it's not scheduled to anyway, but realistically it's going to leave early. I really hope this example works, but as we can see, there are people boarding, bags are unloaded, new bags are about to be loaded on, I'm assuming, just because I can see a golf cart on the move, so that means all the passengers are on. We're just waiting on the bags now. So that's 100% boarded, and that plane's actually now good to go, which is crazy, and it's over an hour until it's due to depart. So that departed at 6:55, yet the departure time was only, or it was due at 8 o'clock. With this other plane, it's arrived again pretty much 20 minutes early, which is a standard. Now this plane's actually quite a busy plane, it's got a lot more people, 96 people on it to be exact instead of 53. Let's go ahead and see how long this takes though. Now this is pretty much our biggest plane which we have in the airport, it is the A320, but it's ready to go, and it's left 50 minutes early. So this is why I feel that we can go ahead and pretty much just squeeze all the flight times down. We can go ahead and give them only an hour and a half in the airport, and this means we can go ahead and start to take in some more flights. So let's go ahead and allow for that. Let's change you to, I still I think want to leave hour gaps, but this is just going to allow for the schedule to be just that little bit better. Now this might put some, arguably some pressure on our facilities at the airport. That's the only downside, and what I mean by that is stuff like security and ticketing. Now we can quite easily go ahead and help out ticketing quite easily. I've got some desks and storage, but again it's the staff price that comes with that, so I'm not really at all sure. I'll only do it if we need to do it. Okay, so that is a start. We can get some more morning flights in. Let me go ahead and just squeeze all of you guys down for the time being. And I think we can take 2 more morning flights in, that is for sure. Don't know about afternoon, because essentially the afternoon schedule is going to go backwards, and then evening I'm not 100% sure. Let's look at morning flights anyway. So this D8Q400, it's not got enough passengers, so it doesn't interest me in the slightest. This beach flight also doesn't interest me in the slightest. It's only got 19 passengers. These planes do. The Boeing 737, you can carry 140, so we'll take you on. So welcome into the scheduler. So you're now going to go at, what, 11:30? No, you're going to arrive at 11 and you're going to stay till 12:30, which is fine. Now what we'll do is we'll allow you to come in at 1:30, that WestJet. This other plane will now come in at 4, and then this other plane will depart. Right, okay, this could be problematic actually. You're gonna have to switch gates, so you leave at 1:30, you arrive at 2:30, then you're gonna be coming in at 5, which is fine. So that means then we can at least take one more evening flight as well going forward. So we'll go and have a look and see if we can get a good one. Not really looking great though, to be honest. Again, beaches and D8s, not really a fan. What about Atlantic? You've got large planes, Sparkjet. You have small evening ones on Boeing 737s, which is perfect. So we'll take one of yous in. Let's go ahead and first of all shrink this flight down and give an hour gap. So you'll now be at 7:30. This is departing at 9 o'clock, so then you will arrive in at 10 o'clock. They'll let me bring that down a bit. We'll move you up to 6:30, and you go by 8, then you'll arrive at 9, and you'll go by 10:30. So this plane's going to be right at the back end, at the very, very back end. You're going to arrive in at 11:30. Maybe do like 11, yeah, we'll do 11:15. So there we go. That plane will probably take a little bit more time just because it can. So it can depart, but it can depart earlier. It's not got any flights behind it. It's going to be given 2 hours, 11:15 to 1:15. However, I think it should hopefully take off before that 2-hour slot finishes. So one thing we did do, and I did remember very well in fact, was that I actually want to go ahead and dismantle these. I want to bring these forward a bit. I want to go ahead and place in this flight kiosk thing we had, and the reason for that was because it said in its description that it makes sure that, or it helps out with at least, passengers often need help finding where they're going so that they can make their flight on time. Now, I want to make sure we're having minimum delays, hence we've got a really busy schedule, and for this I want to add some of these in. So actually, instead of moving these forward, what I think I'll do is I think I'll put one of these in a useful place. But where is a open access useful place? I want to keep this area quite open. We can actually stick you at the end there, and then probably have another one there too. So this is just right as you come in. I think it's quite a good idea to have here, and this could help out some passengers. Additionally, I mean, signage is very, very important to me and my airport. So I want to actually go ahead and add in another large sign as well. That's quite important. So we've got another XL display here. We'll go ahead and stick this. There's one there, so we'll stick you in here, which looks good. So that should help out with things. Now, with regards to the actual terminal building itself, I still don't think there's enough seating on this side of security. So that's something which still worries me a bit. How are we doing on the pizza stands? We are definitely got some increased revenue here. I'm quite happy about that, actually. I mean, that's $500, which is good. And as we can see, we've already gone ahead and been able to, at the start of this day, or was it maybe day 24? It might have been day 24, but I outplaced this and I went into debt. So we are really making quite a bit of money now, which is good to see. And it means that any building that I do, it's not really being stalled too much. So with that said, what extensions am I going to do now? I think I'm actually going to make this even wider. So we've got these seating areas here, which is 7 wide. I've then got these bathrooms, which are 7 wide. I then think I want to do another seating area here, which is 7 wide. And then what I want to do is, that's when we then have more queues for gates on this bottom side. Though I'm going to allocate room for it, but I'm not going to build from there, because what we're going to do is we're going to build along here first of all, and then as the airport gets larger we'll start to expand round. In the next episode though, we are going to go ahead and add on a new gate. That is very important, just so we can go ahead and get some increased revenue, because after episode number 4, which is this episode, I feel that we can go ahead and just accommodate for that now. I think that's quite important, and to just have this increased growth as well. Very much there's a lot more pressure on security. It's probably not that now, actually. It's more the baggage. Baggage systems are probably at their stress levels, I would say. I mean, in general, everything is doing fine today, and a lot of stuff is taking off early, again, which is good, but tomorrow will be the big test with the new schedule. I'm kind of a bit, you know, concerned about it, so we'll have to wait and see how things go. Same with security and same with ticketing. It's very much going to be a stress test, but in the next episode we'll see how that goes. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap things up here. I just want to go ahead and check. Arcade is still doing very well, which I'm quite happy with. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. So go ahead and leave a like, rate, and subscribe if you are new around here. Go ahead and hit that notification bell. Support me on Patreon. And that is all. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Bigfoot, and I'm out.